The world's cities are constantly expanding, and this expansion requires the expansion of its transportation systems. However, there are countless expansions that aim to expand the tram or train and possibly the bus network, the metro projects to be the most effective of all. In this video, we look at the biggest metro projects and developments in the world. Number 10. Dublin Metro. Dublin is one of Europe's largest capitals, yet it does not have a subway, only trams run in the city. But there is currently a project to build a one-line metro line that would cover the city's busiest junctions, including the airport, with a length of 18.8 kilometers through 16 stations. As with all large projects, politics interfered here as well, because many people criticized the project. But in 2018 it was announced that it would start to be implemented in 2027 and that it would be completed by 2035. Returning to the project, in the first round it would include the construction of a north-south line, which could be expanded with additional lines, but these would not be absolutely necessary. However, its price is questionable. In 2022 it was said that it would cost €9.5 billion, but this could easily rise to €23 billion, so the budget for the subway does not necessarily cover the prices. Number 9. Dubai Metro Blue Line. Although Dubai intends to further develop its metro network in the near future, it is unlikely that these projects will be ready anytime soon. So instead, let's look at a project that has already been announced, so it's certain that it will be realized soon. The Blue Line will be a modern metro line that starts from International Academic City and then branches off at International City. From there, it continues in two parts towards the terminus of today's Green and Red Metro, where it will provide a transfer to the current network. The purpose of the 30-kilometer metro line is to serve the newly created urban compactness of Dubai and the futuristic cities, most of which are currently under construction, as well as the Creek Harbour megaproject. In 2024, the first steps towards the conversion will begin, and the opening is planned for 2029. Number 8. Warsaw Metro. Warsaw is one of the fastest-growing cities in Europe, and this also requires the shaping of transport needs. Currently, the city's metro network is not very complex, consisting of only 2 lines. But this is planned to be expanded in the future, with 3 new lines. The M2 Metro, which is currently being handed over in the latest sections, and the last section is already under construction. This will be followed by the construction of the M3 subway, the platform of which has already been completed at the National Stadium station, from where it will go to the eastern part of the city, and from there are also plans for further expansion. The M4 metro line will be a north-south metro line, while the M5 will be an east-west metro line. There is another plan to extend the M2 north and south. This network is planned to be implemented by 2050, but at the moment the city seems to be successful in terms of metro lines and the extensions are constantly being handed over. Number 7. Brisbane Metro. Brisbane is Australia's fastest-growing city, and in recent years more and more skyscrapers and mega-projects have appeared in the cityscape. It is no coincidence, since the Olympic Games will be held here in 2032. However, they are now planning to build a rapid transit called Cross River Rail by 2026. This project will be a 6-station, 10-kilometer-long line, including the city's business district and other busy points in the bay. It also includes the construction of railway lines under the city. The construction of the project is primarily justified by the river. To make it easier to travel between the two coasts, different solutions must be found, one of which would be the aforementioned metro line. The entire project will cost $6.3 billion, which may seem like a lot, but such a large-scale project and an ambitious city need it. Number 6. 2nd Avenue Subway. New York is actually very busy, and its subway network is currently one of the largest in the world. Now, however, a project would reduce Manhattan's traffic to some extent. The project, known as the 2nd Avenue Subway, will be implemented in several stages. The first one opened in 2017, and the second one is currently under construction. The problem was that the section of just a few kilometers still cost $1.7 billion per kilometer, and thus the entire project, which would go all the way down to the southern part of Manhattan, would be built in 4 sections and thus the total investment would cost $17 billion. The construction of the project is justified by the terrible condition of the city's tunnels, the continuous crowding of trains and, ultimately, the lack of subway technology. The project is currently underway and will be fully completed by 2033. Number 5. Riyadh Metro. It is the most expensive metro in the world and one of the largest transport development projects. Building a 6-line, 176-kilometer-long, 85-station subway network from scratch to reduce car traffic. The stations will be the most beautiful in the world. One of these is the Koft station, which is perhaps the most unique, but Western Station and Downtown Station are also interesting. But what happened to the project and when will it be handed over? The Riyadh Metro has actually already been completed and was supposed to be delivered in 2022. This did not happen and the opening was only postponed. But since it was not finished in 2023 and was only partially handed over, the completion is uncertain. But according to the latest developments, it will be handed over this year. It will then cost $22.5 billion. Number 4. Sydney Metro. An even more expensive project, which is also being built in Australia, is trying to improve Sydney's traffic this time. It is already partially completed, but new sections will be handed over soon. The project initially includes the construction of a line that will pass under the bay, among other things, but in the future the network would be expanded with additional lines. The construction of the network will cost $25 billion, but in any case, we will get one of the most high-quality subways in the world, despite the fact that until now Australia has lagged behind in this field. The trains are self-driving, the stations are equipped with platform gates, they are minimalistic and modern. In 2023, an additional 100 kilometers of expansion of the project was announced, and the next section will be handed over in 2024, and the entire network will be ready by 2056. Number 3. Tel Aviv Metro. The next mega project is also special because it is not certain that it will be realized, since Israel is currently at war. But the popular resort town of Tel Aviv is currently served by trams and buses. For this, they want to build the light rail and metro lines. We will now deal with the latter. They want to build 3 metro lines. Their construction could start next year and they would be ready by 2032. All preliminary work is already ready for the construction of the line, and the government has also started the purchase of land. The 150-kilometer-long network would serve Tel Aviv extensively, transporting 234,000 passengers a day. The price of the project is estimated at $40 billion, but it is unlikely that it will start in the near future. Number 2. Paris's new metro. This project, known as the Grand Paris Express, is one of the most expensive infrastructure developments in the world with a price of €36 billion. Although the city's subway network is now so complex that building new subway lines in the city center is almost impossible, so the city prefers to extend the older ones. The new project therefore includes 2 older extensions and 4 new constructions, but also in the suburbs of Paris. 90% of the lines will run underground, so various works such as tunneling have already begun. The project is planned to be handed over gradually until 2030, but some sections may also be ready for the Olympics. But it seems that within a few years, Paris will implement this amazing mega project. Number 1. Suburban Rail Loop. This is already the 3rd mega project to be built in Australia, but this one will be implemented in Melbourne. Melbourne's public transport is primarily provided by trams and light rail metros. However, now the city wants to build a more serious subway line that will serve the suburbs. Fully automated trains will run on the 60-kilometer-long line, at high speed, completely underground. However, this makes the project currently under construction more expensive and uncertain. Prices were originally estimated at $33 billion, but now that price is $133 billion. The project was announced before the Australian elections in 2018, but now the opposition has been forced to delete the mega project from the list, as it has no future due to the continuous increase in costs, so it will probably not continue in the next period. If this were to happen, it would be completed between 2035 and 2040. What do you think of these projects? Which one did you like the most? Write it in the comments, and if you want to know more metro projects, check out the rest of the series and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, see you in the next time.